John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing a tried and true mechanical. It's been around for a while, the NAP Killzone. I've used it on hogs, on turkey, on deer, and it's always performed pretty well for me in the field. But now I'm going to be putting it to the test using my regimen for 2023. And so for a detailed description of all the testing that I do and why I do it and explain all about it, you can watch a video that I put out just a few weeks ago and see that, or you can read about it in the description box right below this video. So let's zoom on in here, go through some of the design features and specifications of the Killzone, and then we'll put it to the test. And as always, I'm using my Bowtech CP28 set at 72 pounds, and I'm using Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shots, and then I'm using Bishop FAD eliminators for the really hard impact ones. Let's check out the Killzone. Here's a good look at the Killzone. This is a classic rear deploying head. When the blades are fully open, it's got a cutting diameter of 2 inches in the open position, and it doesn't utilize any O-ring or retention clips or anything like that, but rather just this, this mechanism where the blades slide back due to pressure right here on these little wing butts and on this little hinge right here. They slide back into their open position. They don't lock open, but they're held open just by the force that's being pushed against it. The body is a 70-75 aluminum, which, as I always say, if you're going to use aluminum, that's the way to go because it's stronger than some steels, but it's pretty vented, so we'll have to see how it holds up. And then it's got a nice kind of a chisel type tip that's a hardened steel, and the blades are steel as well. By my measurement, they're 0.035 inches thick. So really nice rear deploying, good size cut, classic, simple mechanical head. Eager to see how this head performs. Five and 1/4 inches. $375. After the 3 shots in the MDF, one of the blades started to get pretty bent there. And then at the base of the ferrule, the blades cut into that base on both sides pretty much. But overall, it held together pretty well. Here it is after the 2 shots through the steel plate, and you can see it held together, but not that great. Both of the blades got significantly bent, and they're locked in that position. They won't open or close anymore. The ferrule got a bit narrowed, and one of the blades is broken halfway through. And then you can see the holes in the steel plate. They're a lot smaller than the cutting diameter. The blades kind of crunch down in the steel plate. But I am going to shoot it into the concrete. I'm doing that differently this year. If they're in any condition to be able to shoot, then I'm going to go ahead and shoot them into the concrete. Here it is after impacting the concrete, and as you can see, that one blade that was pretty bent broke off, and then the other blade that was pretty bent got pretty more bent. But the ferrule held up pretty well. It got a bit of a bend to it there, and it has a bit of a wobble, but it did fairly well for an aluminum, really long vented ferrule like that. So what do you think of the Killzone? You know, like I said in the beginning, I've used this head in the field and it's performed fairly well for me. One of the drawbacks has always been its penetration. It's just never been a very good penetrating head, not just because it's, you know, got a big 2-inch wide cut, but it even penetrates less than most mechanicals that are rear deploying with a 2-inch cut. And this test that I did, you know, with my regimen now, it just exposed a lot of the weaknesses that it does have in penetration as well as in sharpness. That did surprise me, and in durability. There's better heads that are on the market, but it doesn't mean this can't get the job done. It's killed a lot of animals. It's worked well for me, and if it's your favorite, then great, more power to you. But I do think that there are better options available. I gotta say, I was really surprised that it fell apart and lost its blades in the cardboard. That happened on a Rage that I tested a while back, and I thought that was just kind of freaky. I guess cardboard is a tougher test than I realized or something, but it held up, you know, through steel plate, but not through the cardboard. That was really interesting. But anyway, you know, it did relatively well, just not the best. But check out the score sheet and you see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most and see if it might be a good fit for you.